Would you like a drink now, or would you rather wait for our company?
Cooper, I've been trying to talk to you alone all day.
Oh? Well, all you had to do was say so. Is anything the matter?
Your aunt said that you sent her a telegram saying that you were bringing Bernice home.
Look, Ada, Aunt Martha's always had an idea that maybe Bernice was in New York, so I promised to look for her there. Then I got the telegram telling me about Aunt Martha's condition, and I wired her that I was catching the next train home. I might even have said we're catching the next train home, so I guess Aunt Martha just jumped to conclusions, that's all.
Where are you going?
Get some more ice. Oh, I'm really sorry about this business, but I did look for Bernice in New York.
And when you couldn't find her, you hired me because I look a little like she did as a child.
Now, why on earth should I do a silly thing like that? What possible motives could I have had?
I don't know. I don't like this masquerade.
I didn't plan this masquerade, as you call it, Ada. But now that it's happened, I can't see what harm it'll do to humor her for a little while. After all, I don't think it would be fair of either of us to spoil the last days of a kindly old woman.
She's very sweet, Cooper. I wouldn't want to hurt her for anything. But she said she hasn't felt as well in years.
We can all be thankful she doesn't really know how serious her condition is. It must be a terrible thing to know you're about to die. Don't you think so?
Rachel, the doorbell.
I wish there weren't company coming.
So do I. But Aunt Martha insisted on showing you off.
Answer that bell, somebody.
Oh, I'll get it, Aunt Martha.
Oh, I didn't know that you were down yet, Bernice.
I'll just leave my hat here on the table.
How lovely you look, child.
Thank you.
Oh, it's too bad we couldn't have had this evening to talk. But Cooper insisted on picking up the phone the moment you had gone upstairs this morning and inviting people over.
Cooper insisted.
Well, gentlemen, I've got the drinks all ready. We'd better drink them up before Rachel makes us come to the table.
How are you this evening, Martha?
Oh, I'm fine now, thank you.
I imagine you are. So this is Bernice.
This is Dr. Sanford.
How do you do?
How do you
And
do?
this is Mr. Harvey.
Hello.
You don't remember me, my dear, but I used to bounce you on my knee when you were just a little girl.
Cooper didn't like it either, but he was always jealous of you, Bernice.
Oh, I guess the older children always resent the baby of the family a little.
A little. There were times when we thought we'd find Bernice washed up by the surf.
Well, I guess we can all be happy that I've changed. Now, how about those drinks?
Oh, I'm ready for that.
Just twist my arm a little.
Here you go, Doctor.
Oh, thank you.
I'd say she favors the Clark side of the family.
Oh, nonsense. No, she's a Fielding through and through.
Yes, but then where did she get that red gold hair from?
Now, her mother's hair was sort of lightish, as I remember.
I'm sorry. I can't stand any more of this.
Can't stand what, Bernice? What in the world is the matter?
Cooper, you'll just have to tell them.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're getting at. The last 24 hours must have been too much for you, Bernice.
Still peculiar, huh?
I had a pretty rough time with her on the train.
I guess your father was right. She should have been placed in a sanitarium years ago.
No, let's not stop that again.
It's true, Aunt Martha. At first, Bernice was delighted to see me. I found her living under an assumed name. She didn't see anything wrong with that. She seemed very excited about coming home. And then on the way down here, she made up all kinds of excuses to get off the train. Even insisted she wasn't really Bernice.
I thought surely after
Then
all
when
this-
I refused to humor her, she threatened to commit suicide.
Let me go up and talk to her.
It's a good idea.
Who is it?
This is Dr. Sanford. May I come in? This isn't very wise, you're leaving like this, Bernice.
I'm not Bernice.
You know, that's too bad. Because if you were Bernice, you'd be able to have anything you want or go any place you choose after the estate is settled.
What estate?
Your father's. Oh, I'm sure Cooper must have told you about it, but perhaps you've forgotten. Yes, your father left a considerable fortune to the two of you, half to each. But of course the will couldn't be settled until you were found.
I see.
That's why people were engaged to look for you. That's why Cooper finally went north himself. I think he deserves a little consideration for that, don't you? But why don't we discuss this further in the morning?
I'm leaving this house tonight, Dr. Sanford, and nobody can stop me.
I'm afraid we'll have to. But you go to bed and get a good night's rest. I'll see you in the morning.
There, waiting until the whole house was asleep. Then I would leave. It might be my last chance to get away. The will couldn't be settled until Bernice was found, and that was why Cooper had brought me here. All the little incidents began to add up now. Cooper planned to involve me so deeply I'd never be able to give him away. Or maybe he planned to have me committed to an institution under her name. Or maybe he planned to kill me. Yes, that was the easy way for him. And that way he'd collect all the money. I had to get away before morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
I'd like a ticket to New York, please.
One ticket to... Say, you're the fielding girl, ain't you?
No. I mean, yes.
So you're going back to New York, huh?
Yes. When does the next train leave, please?
Oh, it'll be along pretty soon. Pardon me a minute.
Couldn't you make your call later and give me my ticket first?
Promised Cooper I wouldn't sell you no ticket. Not till I check with him first.
But that's against the law. If I have the money to buy a ticket, you've got to sell me one.
Well, there stands the sheriff right over there. If I'm breaking the law, seems to me like you ought to tell him.
I will tell him. Mr. Harvey, you're the sheriff?
Didn't your brother tell you I'd become an important man down here?
My brother isn't my brother at all. Mr. Fielding hired me in New York to come here as his secretary.
So?
It's true. I have identification in my purse. Social security card, driver's license, some letters.
I'll be happy to look at them, Bernice. Something wrong?
They're gone. Somebody must have taken them.
You're a sick girl, Bernice. Don't you think it'd be better if you let me take you home? Your Aunt Martha and Cooper would be worried about you.
Isn't there any way I can convince you that I'm not Bernice and that I'm in danger?
You're only in danger from yourself, my dear. Cooper told me about that suicide threat on the train. I don't want to have any foolishness like that. You're among people who love you.
Mr. Harvey, every single word that Cooper said has been designed to give
now
you...
let's not have any more of that hysterical talk. I'm going to take you home. But I want you to know it's not in my capacity as a sheriff, but as an old friend.
You shouldn't have gone out without telling me.
Let me go, Cooper. Let me go.
Now at least you know that you can't go anywhere unless I say it's all right.
Yes, you've managed things marvelously.
I won't let you sit around and get bored. As a matter of fact, I was waiting for you here. I think I'll take you out for a nice sail on the bay.
The bay?
Yes, you haven't seen our bay. It's very beautiful and very deep.
No, Cooper. I won't go with you.
Did I hear someone come in, Cooper?
No, Aunt Martha. Bernice and I were just going out. I think it's a good idea to take her for a sail. You're in the tower room, and you can't go any farther. Unless, of course, you want to jump.
Please, Cooper.
No one will disturb us here. This room hasn't been used for years.
Let me alone, Cooper.
I can't afford to do that.
What are you going to do?
I'm not going to do anything, but you are. You're going to jump out of that window. I can't wait 7 years to have the estate settled.
Why should I die? Why did you pick on me?
Because you looked like Bernice. I liked you until you became Bernice. I've always hated Bernice, and now I hate you. Do you understand? I hate you, Bernice.
Take your hands off her, Cooper.
Aunt Martha.
Cooper, you'll never frighten anyone again.
No, Aunt Martha, don't shoot.
I know it was you who used to steal into the nursery and torture Bernice.
Oh, but Aunt Martha, you don't understand. She isn't Bernice.
Isn't she? Then why do you want to murder her? Cooper, you'll never harm anyone again.
No, Aunt Martha. No. No.
Better send for the police now, Ada.
Ada, you know.
Yes, from the beginning. You see, detectives I hired found Bernice in California long before I got Cooper's wire from New York. Now she'll be able to come home.
She's a very lucky girl.
But what about you, Ada? Would you care to remain here? I feel as though you were part of the family now.
Thanks, Aunt Martha. But I want to go back to New York and make a career for myself. I wonder if Miss Fenner would be surprised to see me.
Miss Fenner?
A very wise woman, especially about jobs.
Be with us again next week for another exciting program in the Hollywood Theater Series, produced especially for your television enjoyment.